Okay, so first example natin for geometry. An equilateral triangle with inscribed circle is drawn inside a circle whose radius is 2 meters. Another equilateral triangle with inscribed circle is drawn inside the smaller circle, and so on and so forth. Find the sum of the perimeters. So ito yung ating initial circle. So sabi naman niya, equilateral triangle drawn inside a circle whose radius is 2 meters. So radius number 1 is equal to 2 meters. Tapos mula sa circle na to, ulitin lang natin yung process. Okay, we are to draw another equilateral triangle. Okay, we are to draw another equilateral triangle with circle inside that equilateral triangle, and so on and so forth. So we are looking for the sum of the perimeters. Take note, if we are dealing with geometrical figures, tapos kukuha tayo ng sum, that will be to determine the terms, kumbaga, that is geometric progression. As long as meron tayong involved na geometrical figures. So ngayon, for example, dun sa first triangle, kailangan lang natin kunin yung first perimeter. Okay, so we have this first triangle. We have the radius of this circle is equal to 2 meters. So this is, kunin natin yung dimension nito. Let's say this is x of 1. So since, gagawa tayo ng right triangle dito, this is x of 1 over 2. x of 1, x of 1. So kung hanggang dito lang, kalahati. So take note that this is an equilateral triangle. This is 60 degrees. Consider lang natin ito, magiging 30 degrees. You can have x of 1 using the function of cosine. So this is cosine of 30 degrees is equal to adjacent side is x of 1 over 2 divided by hypotenuse is the radius divided by 2. So we have the dimension of x of 1. That is the perimeter of the first, yung side, dimension ng side nung first triangle natin. So this is the same as 4 cosine 30. So we have the dimension is 2 square root of 3 meters. That will be the side of the first triangle. Ngayon, kung gusto natin kunin yung perimeter 1, since equilateral triangle, that is 3 times x of 1. So it's the same as 3 times twice of the square root of 3. Perimeter number 1 natin is equal to 6 square root of 3 meters. So that is our perimeter number 1. Ngayon, kung kukunin natin yung susunod na triangle, okay, so we have the first dimension is equal to twice of the square root of 3 meters. Yun yung dimension ng triangle sa loob. Kunin natin yung dimension ng susunod na triangle sa loob ng susunod na circle. So parang ganun, circle, triangle, then circle ulit. So x of 1 is equal to twice the square root of 3. Tapos repeat the process. Gagawa daw tayo ulit dito ng another triangle. So obviously, anong mangyayari dito? Hahatiin lang natin yung side ng triangle na to. So this is, yung kalahati lang nito, yung magiging side ng triangle sa loob. Take note na equilateral triangle ito. So magiging, kalahati, 1/2, that is 1/2 of x of 1. Yung x of 2 natin, let's say this is x of 2, x of 2, x of 2. X of 2 is x of 1 over 2. Kalahati lang yan. Since it is for an equilateral triangle. So we have this twice the square root of 3 over 2. Yung x of 2 natin is basically square root of 3 meters. Yun yung dimension ng susunod na triangle. So you have perimeter number 3 is 3 times x of 2. We have, this is 3 times, what is x of 3? The square root of 3. So ito yung ating perimeter number 2. The perimeter of the next triangle. Okay, paano natin kukunin yung sum of the terms? So take note that this is a geometric, or since palit yan ng palit, yung case na to is the infinite. Okay, infinite geometric progression. Paano kumuha ng sum of the terms of an infinite geometric progression? That is your first term divided by 1 minus the common ratio. Paano kumuha ng common ratio? Pwede natin kunin yung second term divided by the first term. So, yung ating second term is yung perimeter ng second triangle divided by your first term, the perimeter of the first triangle. Our common ratio will be equal to, ano yung perimeter number 2? Perimeter number 2 is 3 square root of 3 meters. So, 3 square root of 3 meters divided by perimeter number 1, that is, we have 6 square root of 3. So, obviously, our common ratio will be equal to 1/2. Okay, then kunin natin yung sum. Infinite geometric progression. The sum, what is our first term? Our first term is the same as our perimeter first, number 1. Perimeter ng first triangle. So it's the same as, we have 6 square root of 3 divided by 1 minus common ratio, that is 1 plus 1/2. So yung sa denominator, 1 minus 1/2 is 1/2. Reciprocal, 2 times 6. The sum will be equal to 12 square root of 3 meters. That will be the sum of the perimeters of the triangle. Choices. Letter B tayo. 12 square root of 3 meters. Okay, next. Okay, the perimeter of a triangle is equal to 84 meters, while its area is 102 square meters. So determine the diameter of the circle that may be inscribed in this triangle. How to compute for the area of a triangle? For example, we have side A, side B, and side C with an inscribed circle. The area of the triangle is basically equal to the radius of that circle multiplied by the semi-perimeter. So we have area of the triangle that is the same as equal to the radius. Semi-perimeter is side A plus side B plus side C divided by 2. Or again, semi-perimeter, that is the radius multiplied by perimeter over 2. Yan, pareho lang din naman yan. So area of the triangle is equal to 102 equal to radius multiplied by perimeter 84 divided by 2. Kunin natin yung radius ng circle. So the radius of the circle is equal to 2.429 meters. Pero ang hinahanap natin is the diameter. So you have the diameter is equal to twice of 2.429. So ang diameter is now equal to, so times 2. So 4.857 meters. Yeah. So ang hinahanap is diameter, 4.86. Letter C. Solid mensuration. So, truncated prism. So, pag sinabi natin truncated prism, ito yung mga prisms na mayroong magkakaibang vertical edges height. Has a square horizontal base. The vertical edges of each corner are 4 meters, 5 meters, 6 meters, and 7 meters respectively. The volume of the truncated prism is equal to, we have 8,800 cubic meter. So the volume is equal to 8,800 cubic meters. So sabi niya sa problem, it has a horizontal square base. Alright? So let's say the dimension is A. Okay, so compute the dimension of compute the base dimension. So we are looking for the base dimension A. How to compute for the volume? Volume is equal to area of the base times H average. So i-average lang natin yung mga uneven vertical heights of the edges. And the volume is equal to area, that's the same as H1 plus H sub 2 plus H sub 3 plus H sub 4 average divided by 4. Yan. So i-average mo lang divided by the number of edges. So we have the volume is equal to 8,800. Base area square, so 8 times A, the area is 8 squared. We have H1 is 4 plus H2 is 5 plus 6 plus 7, averaging divided by 4. Kunin natin yung dimension of the square base. So the dimension of the square base is equal to 40 meters. Okay, so basic choices, we have letter C for the first requirement. Number 2, determine the lateral area of the prism. So pag sinabi nating lateral area, this is the area of the wall. Okay, ano ba yung appearance ng area ng mga wall? So basically, they are sets of trapezoid. For example, yung portion ng 4 at saka 5, kasi this is the 5. Ito yung 4. The distance is 40. Yun yung na-compute natin na dimension ng base. Yung susunod naman na trapezoid. Okay, so we have the 5 and 6. So ganun din, 40. Yung susunod naman is 6 and 7. Yeah. This is 40. Then yung pabalik, 7 and 4. So you have 7, then babalik siya sa 4. Yeah. The distance is the same as 40. So ito, that is the lateral area. Basically, mga area ng mga trapezoids. So paano ba kumuha ng area ng trapezoid? The area is equal to parang top base plus the smaller base over 2 times the distance. So we have, so summation lang ito ng mga area ng trapezoids. We have the first one, area is equal to, we have 4 plus 5 over 2 times 40 plus yung susunod, 5 plus 6 over 2 times 40. Then yung susunod, we have 6 plus 7 over 2 times 40. Then yung last, we have the 7 plus 4 divided by 2 times 40. So you can factor out yung 40 over 2, yun yung common sa kanila. Or pwede nyo i-apply dito yung trapezoidal method sa surveying. Kailangan except dito, pareho lang sila ng last. Yung first tsaka last pareho lang. So we have the lateral area. The lateral area is equal to, lagyan na lang natin lateral area since yun yung hinahanap. Lateral area is equal to 8,880 square meters. So check natin sa choices. 880, that will be letter B. Okay, so this is sphere. Okay, so a sphere has a diameter of 24 centimeters. Okay, how far from the center of the sphere should a plane pass so that the ratio of the areas of the two zones formed is 2:3? So we have the rest. Okay, ito yung cutting plane natin. Let's say the height of the smaller zone of the sphere is h1, larger zone is h sub 2. So the ratio daw, yung ratio daw ng area 1 to area 2 will be 2:3. So ang hinahanap dito is how far from the center of the sphere. So let's say this is, assume natin na ito yung center of the sphere, point O, and we're looking for this distance, let's say, y. Last time, how to compute for the area of a zone? Area of a zone is equal to, we have 2 pi r, that is the radius of the sphere. Radius of the sphere, h. Since the diameter is 24, meron tayong radius na 12 centimeters. Okay, kunin natin yung ratio. That will be area 1 is to area 2. That is 2 pi, the radius of the sphere is 12. H number 1 divided by 2 pi, the radius of the sphere is 12. H sub 2 is equal to, okay, the ratio 2 is to 3. So we will cancel the 2 pi times 12. So we'll be having an equivalent of h sub 1 is equal to 2 over 3 of h sub 2. Okay, since we have h sub 1 plus h sub 2 is basically equal to the diameter equal to 24. Ayan, kunin natin. We have, this is h sub 1 plus ang equivalent ni h sub 2. That is equal to 2 over 3. Baliktad. So we have h sub 1. H sub 1 is 2 over 3 of h sub 2 plus h sub 2 equal to 24. So kunin natin si height of the zone number. Height of the zone number 2. That will be equal to 14.4 centimeters. Kung dinara natin si h sub 1, baka magamit namin siya mamaya, times 2 over 3. That will be equal to 9.6 centimeters. Kaya lang, ang hinahanap kasi natin sa first requirement is y. Gaano ba kalayo yan from the center? Yung nakuha natin dito is 14.4. Yun yung ating y sub 2. Ibawas na lang natin yung radius. Okay? Yung value of y, so we have the value of y is equal to h sub 2 minus the radius. We have y is equal to h sub 2 is equal to 14.4 yata yung kanina. Parang iba yung nasulat ko. 14.2. Ulitin ko lang, that is 2 over 3 yes, so 14.4, and yung nasulat ko, should be 14.4, not 14.2. Kaya 9.6. So it's equal to 14.4 minus 12. So the value of y is equal to 2.4 centimeters. Ito yung first requirement. So check natin sa choices. 2.4, we have letter A. Next requirement, compute the ratio of the volume of the bigger to the smaller spherical segment. Obviously, yung bigger dito, yung mas malaki is yung dito sa baba. Mas maliit yung sa taas. Okay, we are looking for, para kumuha ng volume ng isang spherical segment, that is pi h squared divided by 3. This is multiplied by 3 times the radius minus h. Yeah. So, kunin lang natin yung ratio of the bigger to the smaller. So, this is the same as b sub 2 over b sub 1. So, b sub volume number 2, this is pi. Ano yung height number 2? This is equal to 14.4 squared. This is divided by 3. Multiplied by 3 times the radius 12 minus 14.4. Divided by volume 1, yung smaller natin. So it's the same as pi over pi times, we have 9.6 squared divided by 3. This is multiplied by 3 times the radius 12 minus h number 1, 9.6. So that's determine the ratio of the volume of the larger to the smaller. B sub 2 over B sub 1. So the ratio will be equal to 1.84. 1.841. Yun yung nakuha ko. Check natin yung choices. So, ano nandito? 1.84, letter D. Yung last requirement. The last requirement is compute the area of the smaller spherical zone. The area of the smaller spherical zone, yun yung ating area 1 is equal to 2 pi, the radius of the sphere is sub 1. Area 1 is equal to 2 pi, the radius of the sphere is 12. 8 sub 1 natin is 9.6. So you have area 1 is equal to 24 pi times 9.6. We have a value of 723.823 square centimeters. So check natin sa choices. 723.82, we have letter B. That will be for this example. And next example is the prostome of a sphere. So a prostome of a sphere has the following diameters. So ito yung isang base niya. We have diameter of 12.6 and 20.4 centimeters. So the prostome is 3.6 centimeters thick. Find the volume of the prostome of the sphere. So basically by formula, the volume is equal to pi times h, the height. This is divided by 6 multiplied by 3 times a squared plus 3 times b squared plus h squared. And that will be the volume of a sphere. What is A and B? Yung A is yung kalahati ng diameter. Basically, they are the radii of the circular bases. So yung value ng A is 12.6 over 2. We have that is 6.3 centimeters. Ito naman, yung value ng B will be equal to 20.4 over 2. That will be equal to 10.2 centimeters. So let's have the volume. It's equal to pi times, we have 3.6. This is divided by 6 multiplied by 3 times. Ano yung radius ng smaller base natin? We have 6.3 squared. Plus, we have 3 times. Yung value ng B is we have 10.2 squared plus the thickness, we have 3.6 squared. Alright, so let's ask. So you have a volume of 837.203 cubic centimeters. 837.203 cubic centimeters, we have letter C. The next requirement, I determine the radius and the area of the zone. Okay, so let us compute for the radius. So for example, ito yung radius ng mga circular bases natin, 6.3 at saka 10.2. If I draw a line segment from this point, papunta sa assumed center of the sphere, that is the same as the radius. We don't know this distance from the center of this base papunta sa center nung sphere kung buo lang sana siya. This is a y. So this is a right triangle. So when we can have Pythagorean theorem, that is y squared plus, ito yan, 10.2 squared is equal to the radius squared. Okay, now if I draw another line on the point of the sphere papunta sa kanyang assumed center, that is the same as the radius. So, ito makakabuo tayo ng another right triangle. So, yung right triangle na yun, ito naman siya. Yan. So, another right triangle. So, kung yan natin siya, ang dimension niya is this is the same as 6.3, the same as the radius. Ito, meron tayong height na 3.6 at saka yung kanina, yung value ng y. So again, since this is a right triangle, Pythagorean theorem ulit, we have r squared is now equal to 6.3 squared. Okay, plus we have 3.6. That will be yung height niya 3.6 plus y squared. We have the equations of r squared. Pwede natin pagsamahin yan. We have that is y squared plus 10.2 squared is equal to r squared. R squared is equal to, we have 6.3 squared plus 3.6 plus y, this quantity squared. So kunin natin muna na yung value ng, okay, let's compute for the value of y. So the value of y is equal to 7.1375 centimeters. Okay, kung meron na tayong value ng y, we can have the radius. We have the radius squared is equal to the value of y, 7.1375 squared plus the 10.2 squared. Kunin natin yung radius, yung second requirement. Okay, so the radius of the sphere, according to this answer is 12.449 centimeters. Yeah. So check natin sa choices. We have that value. 12.449. So we have letter 12.45, letter D. Last requirement is find the area of the zone. So kapag prosto of a sphere, pareho lang yung pagkuha ng area ng zone is equal to 2 pi the radius times h. So we'll be having the area is equal to 2 pi. Ano yung computed radius natin? We have 12.449. Ano yung height ng zone? We have 3.6. So what will be the area of the zone? Area is equal to the area will be equal to 281. We have 281.59 square centimeters. 281.59. Kung gagamitin ko yung 12.45. Ayan. So kapag 12.45 yung ginamit ko, yung lalabas is yung 281.61. Pero pinakamalapit nasa 281.59 si letter D. Okay, so next one, this is a regular tetrahedron. So pag sinabi natin regular tetrahedron, meron siyang 4 faces. Yung 4 faces na yun ay mga equilateral triangles. So all sides are equal. So lahat ng edges niya ay equal sa isa't isa, and they are all equilateral. The faces are equilateral triangle. So we have a regular tetrahedron has one of its edges equal to 10 centimeters siguro yan. 10 centimeters. Compute the surface area of a tetrahedron. So hopefully, wag nyo nang i-memorize ito. The surface area, we have the surface area is, isipin nyo lang, 4 na area ng equilateral triangle. So alam naman natin na kapag equilateral triangle, it is with an inclined interior angle of 60 degrees. Okay? So we have, that is the same as the surface area is equal to 4 multiplied by 1/2. That is A times A. a squared sine of 60 degrees. Kunin natin yung surface area. Surface area is 4 multiplied by 1 half. Dimension is 10 squared sine of 60 degrees. Apat na area ng triangle. If we go to 173.205. 173.205 square centimeters. So choices natin, first requirement, letter A. Determine the volume of the tetrahedron. Paano ba kumuha ng volume ng tetrahedron? The volume, paki-memorize na lang, a cubed divided by 6 square root of 2. Para madali, paki-memorize yan. We have the volume is equal to 10. This is raised to 3 divided by 6, the square root of 2. We have the volumes na equal to so volume equal to 117.851 cubic centimeters. 117.85, letter C. Compute the volume of the sphere inside the regular tetrahedron. So, kung maglalagay daw tayo ng sphere sa loob, ano yung kanyang magiging volume? Okay? So, can you imagine kung meron kang sphere? Kung maglalagay tayo ng sphere sa loob, ano yung kanyang volume? Take note, kapag meron kang sphere doon, yung radius ng sphere is equal to 1/4 ng altitude. Okay? So that will be 1/4 of the altitude of the tetrahedron. The radius of the sphere will be equal to 1/4 of the altitude of the tetrahedron. Ngayon, paano mag-compute ng altitude ng tetrahedron? Take note na ang tetrahedron is pointed solid. Ano yung formula ng volume ng mga pointed solid? Ang volume ng mga pointed solid is 1/3 of the base area times their corresponding altitude. Ano ba yung base area ng isang tetrahedron? Ano yung area niya? That is equilateral triangle. So, isang triangle with sides equal and central angle 60 degrees. Makukuha natin yung altitude. Paano ba kumuha ng volume? Or meron naman tayong volume. Ito yon. We have a cubed divided by 6, the square root of 2 equal to 1/3. Ano yung area ng kanyang base? Ito yung area ng base, which is equilateral triangle. That is 1/2 of a squared sine of 60 degrees times the altitude. So hindi ko memorize yung formula ng altitude, pero gamitan mo lang, pointed solid siya. The volume is 1/3 base area times the altitude. So, pwede natin kunin yung kanyang equivalent formula. Pwede naman. So, we have 3 times 2, cancel na yun. Cancel na yung 6 at saka yung a squared. So, that will be 1/. So sa ibang libro yata, ito yung formula niya, the square root of 6/3 of the side of the tetrahedron. Kunin natin, the square root of 6 divided by 3 times 10. That will be the altitude of the tetrahedron. Is equal to 8.165 centimeters. Kaya lang, sa altitude ng tetrahedron na to, ang kailangan lang natin dyan is 1/4. Take note, kapag plane figure kasi it's 1/3 yung kanyang centroid. Pero kapag solid, plus 1 degree sa ilalim, plus 1, 1/4. We have the radius of the sphere is equal to 8.165 divided by 4. This will be the radius of the sphere. Ay, gamitin natin 2.0 41. Okay, centimeters. Paano mag-compute ng volume ng sphere? That is 4 pi over 3, the radius of the sphere, cube. Volume of the sphere is equal to 4 pi over 3. The radius na na-compute is 2.041 cube. Kunin natin yung volume of the sphere. Okay, that will be equal to 35. We have 35.626 cubic centimeters. So check natin kung nasa traces. 35.626, we have letter A, 35.63.